Hi there, y'all. I'm Tom, and this is Empty Pantry Entrees. And today, we're taking a look at how to make Keema. Originally, I got the inspiration for this recipe while watching Ethan Chlebowski's amazing video on this topic. And beyond that, I've wanted to make something with Impossible Burger meat for a long time now. So combining these two together was a perfect candidate. This recipe is an amazing vegan dish if you're trying to find something new, or if you're just trying to expand on your already plant-based diet. But, with all of that said, let's get to how we actually make this masterpiece.
Alrighty then, we'll start things off today with the best ingredient to bless this earth, garlic. In particular, we're depositing 1 tablespoon of minced garlic onto the cutting board, over which we're then going to grate 1 knob of fresh ginger, going for about a 3-to-1 ratio of garlic to ginger. Using your knife, then gather the two up into a pile and rock your knife across. Then, with the side of the knife, press down and pull back. The goal here is to break down the garlic mince a bit further, as well as fully combine the 2 aromatics into a garlic ginger paste. Scoop that up and set aside while we work on the peppers. About 2 to 3 finely diced serrano peppers would be more ideal for this dish. However, my local grocery store unfortunately only had jalapenos. No matter though, they'll add in heat in the same manner as the serrano. Next up is 1 medium yellow onion, in which you'll halve from pole to pole, slip out the outer sleeve, and then slice thinly from root to pole. Rotate 90 degrees and finally chop your way back. I promise you, it's the easiest way to finely dice an onion. Drop that onion into the same container as the jalapeno, and let's start dicing some tomatoes. 2 medium Roma tomatoes hit with your typical slice and dice. Then make sure to squeeze all of them into a bowl that's just honestly not made for that kind of volume. Real big brain move. Alright then, now moving on to the star of the show, the Impossible Burger ground beef. For this recipe, I'm treating it exactly like I would ground beef or ground lamb. Take out your pound of mince and then break it into smaller chunks with your fingers, adding in splashes of water to thin out the consistency. And really, there's no exact science to this. You're really just adding in about half a cup of water to loosen up all the fibers. And speaking of science, in an article by Sean Liu published on behalf of the Society for Biological Engineering, many plant-based burgers are soy or legume-based, which is great for consistency, but lacking in a beef-like flavor. Impossible Foods seeks to replicate this by incorporating the molecule heme into its recipe. This is the same heme that is involved with hemoglobin in blood, a protein that helps transport oxygen around the body. And yes, you heard that right. The reason why your soy burger doesn't taste super beefy is because you're missing out on the taste of blood. So Impossible Burger uses the molecule heme produced by cultures of yeast rather than animal blood to try to trick the brain into thinking it's eating meat. Science is just full of all of these clever little tricks, man. It's incredible what people can do. But going back to the recipe now that your beef consistency is a bit thinned out, let's focus on the spice mix. Into a small bowl goes half a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of cayenne for spicy, 1 teaspoon of turmeric for yellow and aromatics, I guess. I'm not really sure, to be honest, just run with it. Next is 1 teaspoon of cumin and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix that all around to combine and then head on over to the stovetop with your new wok set on a high heat. Into that wok, you're going to be heating a few tablespoons of canola or vegetable oil up to temperature and then drop your spice mix in. And this is incredibly important when I say that things are going to toast very quickly since we've got ground spices. In this one take, you've seen that the garlic ginger goes in 10 seconds after the spices, along with the jalapenos and onions immediately after that. It is critical that everything is ready to go the second you put your spices in, or you're going to burn everything. But if you can get that all mixed together in the first 10 to 15 seconds of cooking, you can then saute your onions until they begin to soften a touch. Then goes in the Roma tomatoes, which will create most of the body for our sauce. A minute or two later is when we're going to drop in our ground beef, putting it directly in the center and breaking into bits to brown just like you would with regular beef. Then I'm adding in a cup of spinach because, well, I'm always looking to up the veggie count. And I know it looks like we've added a lot right now, but spinach has this horrible habit of just disappearing when it wilts. And now at this point, as we're starting to consider the sauce, I went ahead and added a touch of this store-bought garam masala blend, about 1 to 2 teaspoons, mainly to add a bit of color and some of the warm tastes. Finally, and honestly my favorite part of the dish, you're gonna throw the frozen peas directly in. They'll thaw out as they cook. It's super easy. You'll continue to stir fry until you get some dark brown indications on the beef, right on the verge of when it's about to burn. That's when you're going to lower the heat and add in about a half a cup of water to start building that sauce up. Additionally, you can squirt in about 1 to 2 teaspoons of lemon juice to add just a touch of acidity and balance. Then a sprinkling of MSG because it helps boost any sort of savory dish. But at the end of the day, remember that I'm just some guy on the internet with a camera in the kitchen, and I can't tell you exactly how you like your food, so taste as you go and adjust if necessary. For me, that meant a sprinkling more of black pepper. But once you've got it made up to your satisfaction, layer it on in next to a healthy pile of basmati rice. And finally, you can sprinkle on a sizable pinch of cilantro over top it all because it's honestly the second best ingredient to bless this earth. And I mean, damn, does that curried beef look good. There's honestly so much flavor packed away in this sauce, and I can guarantee you, you will not be left wanting to throw meat into this dish. In my opinion, this Keema dish really shows how vegan and vegetarian dishes don't have to be a compromise, and you can pack an unbelievable amount of flavor onto your plate so long as you treat your ingredients right. But to be honest, I could toot my horn all day talking about how incredible this Keema dish is. I think instead you should probably hear it from roommate Brady, who doesn't know what he's getting for dinner.
Oh, whoa. That kick comes late.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What is
this
it?
in it?
I don't even know. Is it meatless? I can't tell if there's even meat in it or anything. Might just be too temperature hot right now for me to tell. Oh no, there's meat. Right, there's meat. There's peas.
Mm-hmm.
Rice, obviously. Two types of rice, or is just one?
Just basmati.
Okay.
Spinach, peas, onions.
There's tomato.
There's tomatoes.
Oh.
There's jalapenos. I couldn't get serrano, so there's jalapenos. Main takeaway is just that you're not eating meat. That's beyond meat.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
It's I couldn't tell. The fact that I couldn't tell. That's great. That's amazing.
yeah. I really just wanted to build.
You tricked me.
And I mean, what better kind of review could you get? Deception, after all, is sometimes the first and necessary step in trying something new. And with that, that's all I have for you today, guys. As always, every time you share this channel with your family and friends, it helps bring it to a wider audience. And I appreciate it more than you could ever know. If you have any requests for future episodes or dishes you want me to try to take a crack at, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.